We did get here and I had a pair of gloves on. My hands were cold. That makes me nervous, I'm not gonna lie. And then I'm asking everybody, are your hands cold? Are your hands cold? Everyone's like, no. And they don't really have gloves on, but they're like, oh, it's kind of cold. And that's always been my biggest like fear is like, am I gonna be warm enough? We're still at the same like altitude. I think we're still at like 12,500. And then where we go tomorrow, I believe that we're there for 2 nights to just, it gets marginally higher.
Our trip to base camp, I was honestly very surprised at how almost like bougie it was. I did not expect to have blankets and beds and warm and heaters. I think the biggest thing that we struggled with was headaches because of the altitude and how fast that we were going, but at least that we had a heated blanket when we got there.
I've been at like 19,000 feet before, and I did have a headache then, but I've been really conscious of drinking water. One thing that I'm probably going to learn the most of this trip is looking after myself. At home, I'll put work first. I won't get myself water. I won't get myself food. I will just work through the day. So this is actually really teaching me because Kenton says that the biggest thing on the mountain is taking care of yourself. Whether it's making sure that you've got the right gear, you're drinking enough water, you're getting your boots right, your hand warmers, like self-care is like the most important thing like on the mountain. So it's actually very alien to me, but I know that that's going to be key for my success. So kind of putting myself first, which feels a bit weird. Morning from Namche. Oh yes, our second night's sleep here was amazing. This is actually like our room. We're packing up, we're about to go and have breakfast, and we're getting all our bags ready right now.
So I got the older InReach Mini. I would disconnect from here, so because the Bluetooth will eat through the battery a little bit.
Okay. And then this is going to track me, right?
Yeah. So
and
at
then
the
if
end
I
of the
want
day,
somebody...
it will just download it all.
Okay, cool. And then if I want to send this to somebody...
So what you want to do, it will have a link on here, and then you just need to let everybody know what the link is.
Okay.
So people will normally put it on their Instagram or something
Map
like that.
share, and that's
That's it, yeah.
So we'll be able to actually send people a link, and they'll be able to track every 30 minutes. It will get updated of our whole journey. Yes, even better that they actually gives us the ability to be able to send text messages and calls. So we'll be able to be a little bit in contact because after Basecamp we won't have anything on the iPhone, but we'll have that just to on the Garmin to keep in touch with people. All right, cool. Sounds good. All right, let's get going. Go. It was going to be about a 4 to 5 hour hike that day, and it's a little bit more uphill, downhill terrain than we kind of done the day before. And we've been going for about 3 hours, feeling really good. And just before we were walking over this big, huge kind of rickety bridge, we sat down for a quick kind of snack. Went to a toilet with a hole in the ground. All right, that's the toilet. Just nice little squat over the hole in the ground. Toilet there, and then we're off.
Nothing like feeling the toilet.
Nothing like checking out the toilets.
This is Tengboche Monastery, arguably the most famous monastery certainly in this area, arguably in Nepal. Now this one is like the biggest, and it actually burnt down, so it's one of the more modern ones, and its restoration didn't finish that long ago, and it's arguably one of the most ornate, and you can see it from miles away. And inside here there'll be, oh, you've got a little flying cheek. Inside here there'll be like a host of monks and lamas of all ages.
So you say we've got about 30 minutes down?
It's about 30, 40 minutes down to Rivendell. It's not very far, mostly downhill. Antonio Buftri, the Russian climber, that was involved in the whole 96 thing. He said it was always really important to drop down here between rotations because of moist air and help rejuvenate your lungs. Yeah, so he always used to drop down to Tengboche, which is pretty cool.
I'm going to bring this bag in then.
Okay.
It's really important. Big thing right here is self-care. One of the things I don't really do that much at home is look after myself, but
as Kenton said, that this is the most important thing to success in climbing, is looking after yourself, whether that's getting your sun cream on, hydrating, getting the right socks on, just looking after yourself, stretching, whatever that might be.
Sorry, I'm multitasking right now, on the toilet and also listening to voice notes.
Is that sanitary now?
Because probably need to watch this. No, it's just a little bit hectic last night. We had some business things that were kind of going on. So just get myself dressed.
At least get your pants back.
Yeah, at least I got my pants back on. But no, I'm just checking in. We had a little bit of an issue with a business thing last night. I don't think we even went to bed till about 11:30. In this kind of environment, when something throws you off that's from back home, it's a business thing, it's a friend thing, it's a family thing, whatever it is, for me it's business. The amount of added stress that goes into your body that you feel is like absolutely heightened. And like even last night, like I got this email through and like it was just unnecessary, and it was just showing such a lack of care from another human being, and I could just feel my body like feeling this stress. In fact, my body like jolted up and I sat up. And so yeah, it's just like trying to just segment like what I'm trying to do here away from like my business, because it's just getting a little bit the added stress. Okay, so we are in Pangboche. We're at the Pangboche Monastery, and we're about to go and have a puja, which is going to be done by the Lama, which is a blessing, just to give us safety over the mountain. We're all going to go in there. I have never had this experience before, so I'm really looking forward to something new. So I think they are waiting for us right now, so we're all going to go in and be blessed by the Lama.
And the puja is the religious ceremony that blesses the expedition, that helps keep us safe on the mountain. Really, really important for the Sherpa team. Nobody sets foot on the mountain until the expedition is blessed. Really excited about meeting the Lama here today. It holds significant relevance for everything that we do. The main bulk of our team are the Sherpas, and they do amazing sterling work for us. And it's really, really important for them to feel that they have been blessed by the higher being, by Buddha, by the Lama, by the deity. And although I'm not Buddhist, Rebecca's not Buddhist, it's so important to have that understanding and to have that respect for the team that we work with. And we will go in there today, and there will be all sorts of things. You can probably hear the little drum already being banged. There'll be some rice thrown around, there'll be some holy water, often with a peacock feather. And the Lama will bless us. And in theory, it keeps, well, not in theory, it gives us safe passage. And it makes the Sherpa team feel that much more comfortable about what we're about to do, because let's face it, Everest, or Sagarmatha, Mother Goddess of the Earth, she's a dangerous person, she's a dangerous being, and if she wants to, she can extinguish life in an instant. So we need everything that we can in our personal armory to be able to step foot on that mountain with legitimacy and with relevance and with humility, and part of that is the blessing.
It was really interesting in the ceremony where I had this like overwhelming like images of like, I'm not enough. Like, who am I to be doing this?
Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3.
We just came out of a blessing by the Lama that was about an hour long, so no phones, and just a lot of think time, because there's a lot of chanting during it, and it just got me thinking. I think I just for the first time realized everything that I've put into this, and just thinking, what value do I have to offer from doing this? And obviously this is like 3 years in the making, but I just started to think, like, I've put everything to this, like all my money, everything, even coming here, I'd like, I don't know, nothing left in my bank account. I've literally, you could buy multiple houses with what I've invested in when I got here, you know, I don't know how to best like describe it without offending anybody or not causing an issue. But so much is invested in this, and I'm just worried about, like, you know, spending all this money creating this documentary of, like, will there even be like this story? Then there's this added pressure because I don't feel like I've been myself for the first couple of days.
I got these visions and I got these like messages in my head, and I just started to really doubt myself. I started to think, like, who am I? Like, who am I? Who do I think I am that I'm coming here to Everest and that I should have a documentary about myself? Like, who are you? And I think that that just really hit me. And it was an emotional, it was spiritual, you know, it was like a real, like the calm before the storm.
Then I'm also on social media, the pressure of, do I document this like as I see fit, or am I afraid that, like, if I show like an animal that like maybe to someone's eye doesn't look perfect, that I'm gonna get scrutinized? And so even across my social media, and it's blowing up right now, I'm so scared to like document something honestly. But then am I just creating a false perception of what it's like? But then I'm scared of like the negativity, I'm scared of like the backlash, and then I'm scared like, oh, this has gone into something and then my story's not enough, like I'm not enough. And I know that's like everybody's biggest fear, is that they're not enough. And I just feel like, okay, what happens? We just go through this whole thing, like nothing happens. There's not like this, I'm not saying you have to have this big like catastrophic thing that like makes something like important.
Of course, we've all been through tragedies, we've all been challenges, and I talk about some of the stuff I've been through, but not everything. But it's almost like what I've been through is not enough to do this. And then, you know, just realizing like that you've put everything into this, like zero money left in the bank, you know, creating something. So I chose in that moment to go, you know what? Even if Kenton and the videographer don't believe in me, that doesn't matter. That actually doesn't matter. What matters is that I believe in myself, and I know why I'm doing this. I reminded myself, no, I'm doing this because of so many members of my community that I know love and adore me. I know that my mum and dad would be so proud. I know that I've got Luke here along the way. I'm trying to just let it go, but it's, you know, it's easier said than done. So, yeah, I think that's just what like hit me. And then when we came out, you know, that's when I was just like, all right, like, let's address my feelings rather than just thrown under the carpet and been like, all right, you're fine.
I don't think there's many people that are willing to put themselves out there like that. It's I mean, it's not even a percent of a percent of a percent of people. And just the courage it takes to do that, the courage, like 3 years now thinking about this and being here. I mean, I feel blessed and honored as I sat in there. I was just so grateful to be on this experience with you. Like,
Don't you stop.
Like my eyes were watering because I could just feel that you were feeling some sort of pain and I didn't know what it was. And I just wanted to give you space. And that's why I was trying to prevent people from like, hey, like go, like she doesn't need people around. And I just feel so grateful for you and being here with you and experiencing this.
PK might have been right on the weather and Kenton might have been wrong.
I would agree. I love you so much.
I love you too. You know, I know that I've got, you know, so much more to give, and allowing two people's potential ideas about what I think is true to stop me getting to my goal would be ludicrous. And I just had to change my belief, and that's what I do on a daily basis. You know, if I don't feel like I'm supported, or if I don't feel like people love what I'm doing, I just have to remind myself, well, I'm not doing this for other people, I'm doing this for me. And I don't really care if you think that I can summit or not. I'm gonna prove to myself that I can, or I'm gonna get as far as I can go.